Picking up speed now.
It's fast-paced action from Marathon in the Florida Keys on the next World of Saltwater Fishing. Jimmy Gagliardini and I bend the rods with amberjack,
There we go.
mutton snapper,
Incoming. What are you doing there? And got that one on the ballyhoo.
sailfish,
There he goes. Look at him go.
I
He's fired up now.
dolphin,
All right.
and even tarpon.
Nice.
It's all about to happen right here.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing. Big fish don't stand a chance.
A major plus of fishing in the Florida Keys is that you could fish for a wide variety of species, ranging from inshore to offshore, and in a lot of cases, take care of both in the very same day. I had the Mark 6 down in Marathon in the Florida Keys, all set to fish with Captain Jimmy Gagliardini.
One thing about fishing off Marathon in the Florida Keys is there's so many different species of fish to fish for. You know, you can go out there and if one isn't working out, you can target the next one. And if that's not working out, you can move on to the next one. There's so many different species, you can just keep going until you find one that's biting.
With so much diversity down here, we had a lot of options. The first stop was over some of the wrecks off Marathon in the Florida Keys. Yet, beforehand, even though we had the Mark 6 live wells filled up with pilchards,
But it's always nice to have a variety of bait, you know, because if you cast one type of bait at a fish and he doesn't eat it, you're always going to be wondering, well, I wonder if he would have eaten this or that. So we stopped on the reef and we chugged up some ballyhoo, threw the net on them, and then it just gave us another live bait to work with.
we approached one wreck, and Jimmy said, "This is a good grouper wreck. You might want to put the heavy gear out for this one. Grab one of the goggle eyes out of the live well, send it down to the wreck. I felt it hit bottom. I wound up about 4 or 5 feet just to keep it off the wreck.
You never know what you're going to get. When you drop on a wreck, that's one thing that's really fun about them, is it's always a mystery. You know, when you hook something, you could catch an African pompano, a big cobia, a mutton snapper, an amberjack.
Tom's nervous. There's a bump. See that bump? Oh, here. Yeah, let me get it. It's still working on it.
Still working on it?
Not that time.
Got him.
Didn't take long. Felt that tap, the second tap, pulled the rod down towards the water. I wound, the fish took off, the circle hook was set, the battle was on.
Tell me when we're away from the wreck.
Oh yeah, we're good. All right. Feels good?
Yeah, it feels excellent. Feel better when I get it the leader in your hands.
And a lot of times when you're dropping for the groupers, the amberjacks are down there waiting. You may end up meeting a lot of resistance on the way down.
Something coming up here, Jimmy.
It's awfully shiny.
I know. Watch your sinker. I got you here. What do we got hold of?
Yeah, it's an amberjack.
AJ, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Right, what we're looking for, but hoping there'd be more brown.
And sure enough, we had a pretty big size amberjack come alongside the Mark 6, and incredible that a fish the size of an amberjack and demeanor of an amberjack could really put up that kind of a fight in heavy tackle, but they do, and that's what makes them a credible and also a much sought after game fish.
Hard fighting fish, but when you're gunning for a grouper, still a great sport.
There he goes.
Yeah.
And he's
There he
off.
goes.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing, proudly brought to you by Mako. You'll find them where the fish are. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Mercury Marine, go boldly. Simrad and the new NSS Evo 3 display. Go with Simrad and go with confidence. We'll be right back.
We're back to fishing on and near the wrecks off Marathon in the Florida Keys, and Jimmy Gagliardini hooks up next. We went on a drift now for muttons, and Jimmy's approach was to keep off to the sides of the wreck, not directly on it, and just make drifts with live bait.
I like to target the muttons a good distance away from the wreck. A, because they're easier to land, and B, they're out there feeding in that sand. You know, I don't know if they're feeding on crabs or stuff that might be burrowing down in the sand.
One thing about dropping to the bottom, you never know what you're going to pull up.
That's one of the
Always a
cool
mystery.
mysteries.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell by the way fish bite, but that's, you know, you get a good guess, but you never know.
Yeah, never know for sure.
So you can actually see it.
Remember that big mutton we caught? We thought it was a jack the whole time. We got him to the boat. Big fat mutton.
Figures a jack, I'm putting all kinds of extra pressure on the thing. Figure all that comes off, it's only a jack. Had we known it was a mutton earlier on, we probably got so
that's right.
Lost it. Usual too is it was sometimes they show such a marked preference for a certain bait too.
Yeah, absolutely.
The time you and I did the mutton, you know, you could see them switching over and eating different kinds of bait. Right. And look what you got coming here, Jimmy.
Looks like a mutton snapper.
Yes, it does. Incoming.
How you doing there?
Man,
You got that one on the ballyhoo.
float up on the pressure. Looks like a blue sailfish mouth.
Yeah,
Got it back.
that's right.
And we're in the wreck fishing mode,
great.
which means
Good
bottom
shot.
fish is on our mind.
It is.
And we're sort of sitting around trying to figure out who's getting bit and where the fish are at, and just a matter of covering ground.
A lot of times I like to have a bait, you know, a little higher in the water column. So I took a pilchard and just casted it out on a jig.
All of a sudden he goes, I'm on, he winds tight.
Picking up speed now.
And you know, I'm targeting blackfin tunas or a dolphin or kingfish or something
down.
that just might be swimming by.
Hey, what time did you hook up here, Jimmy?
And I see the Ben in that little spinner. And he had the 4500 Slammer 3.
Line screaming off the reel, not knowing what it was.
20-pound test braid, 30-pound test fluorocarbon leader, and at the end, a very tiny bucktail that had a live bait attached to it.
Oh, a sailfish!
Lo and behold, the sailfish starts jumping. That was a nice surprise.
There he goes. Look at him go. He's fired up now.
Here comes a sailfish taken to the air. Boy, did this game change fast.
Right up on top.
Stretched out? Was you straight up and down?
He's still ahead about 15 feet.
All right.
Right over here.
What do you think about quartering him down here? How far out now?
He's steadily pulling it out just a little at a time, so he's probably going to go down, I would imagine, at some point.
So we're trying to close the battle in this sailfish, and it's doing everything a sailfish is supposed to do, and you can only do so much with the lighter tackle, but sit, let it run, let it tire, keep the boat close to it, and try to take advantage whenever possible.
He burned a lot of steam there, so
I know.
I can't imagine him.
Oh, he scares you got that light leader.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and turn to the right a little bit.
Yeah, going right.
Hard right. There you go. Going down.
We would close the gap, and that sailfish would just take off again. We close it, and do the same thing. It would either sound or just run off again. And it seemed like that sailfish was showing no signs of tiring.
Where's yours?
There he is. There's a second sailfish right
And
now.
we look off to the side, and there was another sailfish following him along.
Oh, this would be very cool. If we could hook a second one.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing, proudly brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin. Rapala, your best shot at a world record. Float On, the original aluminum immersible boat trailer. ACR, the leader in marine safety electronics. We'll be right back.
Oh, no, there he is. There he is. He's right on the other side of him.
Jimmy Gagliardini hooked a sailfish on a small Penn spinning outfit, rigged with a lead head, and baited with a live pilchard. We're off Marathon in the Florida Keys. So now, with Jimmy hooked up, knowing what he was doing, I grabbed another spinner, took one of the pilchards out of the live well, and pitched it out towards Jimmy's hooked sailfish, trying to get that second fish to eat my pilchards.
This one's definitely wanting to follow that one.
Yeah, he does.
The first couple shots, nothing. That fish wouldn't even acknowledge that the pilchard was there. We kept at it.
He's going back to the right there where he was heading.
Oh, let me turn you around.
Another cast, trying to get up ahead of that sailfish so it could see the bait.
And we kept trying, we kept firing a bait out in front of this fish.
This second sailfish showed absolutely no interest whatsoever.
Finally, we just took a pilchard with no hook. And sure enough, we threw 2 or 3 baits in front of him. He didn't respond to that at all. We pretty much knew at that point we weren't going to get him.
So now we had to get Jimmy's fish. It was coming close to the leader.
Got him.
There you go.
Woo! You slide him down. Get your cell phone, get a picture.
I'll turn the boat, get a little sunlight on him.
All right.
Finally got a hold of his bill. Once you get a hold of their bill, it's like, all right, now we got him. Then he can relax. So it's always nice once you get a hold of him there, and then the fish can relax. You can admire him a little bit.
Beautiful.
That is awesome.
On a jig. Bottom fishing.
Didn't see that one coming, but
Only in the Keys. Ready? Here we go.
2, 3. All right, buddy. There he goes.
With a pretty good success ratio on the reefs, we decided let's pick up. We had the weather. It was a gorgeous day. We put the Simrad Halo 4 radar on the bird mode and let that dial in the birds for us, and we started heading seaward. Beautiful Gulf Stream blue ocean. Marked a couple birds, we steered off in that direction. When I saw the dolphin hanging in there, I took a light spinning outfit, made a cast out. I was using the new Storm 360 GT coastal soft bait.
Oh, here he comes, coming around here now.
Coming at you.
Here he comes right
Oh,
here by
yeah.
the boat. Whoa, you missed it. Come on, buddy. Put your glasses on and strike this thing this time. Come on. Hold him there, Jimmy. I'm gonna
Yep.
see if I could,
2 fish there.
there we go, hooked up.
Got him on.
You see any more?
I saw one more.
This particular year, there had been a lot of dolphin, a lot of smaller fish under 15 pounds.
What do you think? Want to get yours in? Up
Ready
up
to
the bow-
take him.
Up
Let
the
me
bow
go
there.
get gaff.
Gotta get a good clean shot on here.
Look at that.
All
Fish
right,
in one hand,
I'm gonna trade off with you. You
gaff
take
in the
that
other.
one.
Got it.
You can't come out here and find these dolphins and not get excited like a kid when these things are around.
Now look at the coloration on this fish.
Yep.
Since we gaffed him, he's one half, he's all lit up, and the other half is all dark.
Amazing.
Look at that.
Nice pull.
Oh yeah. Now do you trust me with a gaff?
I trust you.
Look. All right.
That little Storm 360 soft bait. Seeing them chase that thing down,
Oh,
skipping
yeah.
it, he's all over it.
He gobbled it up.
Awesome.
Gobbled it up.
Picked out 2 fish and got them both, and we stayed on the run and gun method, trying to pick up some more birds on the radar, looking for debris, just anything that could lead us to dolphin.
You gotta love these fish. They're beautiful in the water. I mean, they are just beautiful in the water.
Yes, they are.
Look at that. Their pectoral fins lit up. Just electric.
The sea safe landing net, huh?
Yeah. Don't have to worry about messing with that one.
No, you don't. You miss with a net this size, you're pretty bad.
That's right.
George's Tackle Locker, brought to you by King Sailfish, the pioneer of catch and release mounts. Visit kingsailfish.com.
Given the release mount concept pioneered by King Sailfish, where it's not necessary to kill a fish to have it mounted, there's still some confusion over how to obtain a measurement of a game fish that's about to be released. For smaller, manageable fish, a measuring decal affixed to the boat is perfect. For large fish, or those you don't want removed from the water, run a measuring tape alongside them. If there's no measuring tape, hold the fish alongside the boat and mark off its overall length on the gunnels using a pencil, or take a still pick and then measure that distance later. Or lay a stretch of line across it, trim accordingly, and later measure the length of line. It's important not to put you or the fish in danger, so it's okay to estimate. Take a few images of the fish, then contact King Sailfish Mounts. They'll pull a mold based on the species and length, and then assign one of their marine artists to duplicate the exact coloration of your catch, along with any unique blemishes or features. The result, an amazingly lifelike and strikingly beautiful replica mount without killing a fish.
Mercury Performance Stats Marathon. Seas calm. Power triple 350 horsepower Mercury Verado outboards. Consistent cruise 4,500 RPM. Total fuel burn 90.2 gallons. We'll be right back. George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing, proudly brought to you by Starbright, professional grade boat care products. Papa's Pilar Artesian Crafted Rum, never a spectator. The Florida Keys and Key West, come as you are. King Sailfish, the pioneer of catch and release mounts. Visit kingsailfish.com.
You know, for families to come down to Marathon, there's a numerous places for them to go that is a lot of fun. Well, you have the Turtle Hospital, you have the Dolphin Research Center, you have Sombrero Beach, and as well as Aquarium Encounters.
It's the Florida Keys Aquarium Encounters, situated in Marathon.
And they just have so many just unusual and neat exhibits in that place.
They have tanks out here with everything from starfish, sea anemones, sea urchins.
The coral reef tank, which has a plexiglass divider between the reef tank and the shark tank, and there's small holes in it where you can actually put a piece of fish through that plexiglass hole, and the sharks swim up. And since that plexiglass disappears underwater, it really gives you the illusion that you're in the water with those sharks.
And the reason this place is special for me is in one of the big tanks, there's a black grouper in there by the name of Ethan. A number of years ago, Jimmy catches this big grouper. Long story short, that grouper now exists and entertains the public at one of the tanks at the Florida Keys Aquarium Encounter. So next time you're in there and you see that big black grouper swimming around by the name of Ethan, which was named after my grandson, you know that it was caught aboard the Mark VI with me and Jimmy Gagliardini. How about that for a story? We had an incredible reef bite. We got an amberjack of mutton, and Jimmy got a beautiful sail on the light spinning outfit. We had textbook perfect run and gun dolphin fishing where you'd find debris and chances are you would find a dolphin. So what more? There was one more trick that we wanted to pull.
This particular time of year, there's a lot of tarpon cruising along the shorelines of the Keys. They're just cruising up and down the edge of the flats and in the channels. In May, June, July, you can be very, very successful at that. If you're out there with the right bait in the right area, the tide's right, you'll catch a tarpon.
All right.
Here he is, Jimmy, right there. Look at
There
this.
he is.
Coming up, hopefully.
Nice. Beautiful.
Little dolphin action. You come back in and you release a tarpon. One of the
It's
beautiful
nice, you know,
things
you
about
can-
Marathon in the
yeah.
Keys, isn't it?
You can do it all on the same day. You know, you go dolphin fishing, do some wreck fishing, come in here, catch a tarpon.
There he is, saying hi to Jim.
That's right. Beautiful. About a 50-pound fish or so,
Beautiful.
maybe 60.
Magnificent fish.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Just look at the sun reflecting off the scales.
Oh, he's got another hook
Yeah,
in him.
somebody else hooked him, broke them off.
Yeah. Let's see when we get him up here. I'll see if I can get that
All
other
right.
hook out of him.
As we were getting it up to the boat, I noticed there was another line hanging out of his mouth. So this tarpon, so he had another hook in there somewhere. And whenever I catch a tarpon like that, and he's got any fish for that matter, if they got another hook in their mouth, I try to remove both hooks.
Come here,
Let
bud.
him go, Captain. I got you.
We finally had our tarpon in Jimmy's grasp. He grabbed the lower jaw, and sure enough, somebody else had hooked the tarpon and broke it off. So we had our fish under control. We took the hook out. We set it free, none the worse for wear.
Okay, got the hook out. Whoop.
All right.
There he goes.
Jimmy,
He's out of here. Way to go.
unreal, man. Unreal.
That was great.
1,200 feet of water, 900 to up in that zone there. Dolphin, they're solid old school. You
Yeah.
want- Come back in here, 7-8 feet of water, and you nail a tarpon before we go back into the dock.
Doesn't get any better than that.
It's a heck of a way to end the day.
It sure is.
Unreal. All right, you know what? I'm a happy guy. I could go home now.
All right.
No, not home, but
Let's
back
do
to
it.
the dock and get regrouped.
Our base operation off Marathon in the Florida Keys was the Hyatt Ferro Blanco. When you trailer your own boat in, You want a place that's convenient to launch at, a place that you could keep your trailer at as well as your boat. So everything is relatively right there in front of you and not in 3 or 4 different places. The rooms here are ultra modern, super comfortable, Wi-Fi, all the amenities that you could expect from a Hyatt are right here. So if you're heading a marathon in the Florida Keys, especially if you're taking your own boat, this is where you want to be, the Hyatt Ferro Blanco Marathon, Florida Keys.
It's always fun going out fishing with George on the Mark VI, because we go out there and we're targeting a certain species, but in reality, you never know what you're going to catch out there. You go out there, targeting one species, and you end up catching something completely different.
For anyone who has not fished with Captain Jimmy Gagliardini, I've got to tell you this: he's highly experienced. He's caught a ton of quality fish in his day. If you don't want high pressure fishing, he's your guy. Every single time, we've just enjoyed our company aboard the Mark VI. Just a great all-around guy. And marathon in the Florida Keys, what more can I say? You saw it all unfold in front of your eyes. The fishing here can be nothing short of spectacular.
Stay in touch with George. Visit GeorgePoveromo.com. On Facebook, Facebook.com/George.Poveromo. On Instagram, @GeorgePoveromo. YouTube, George Poveromo TV. And on mobile devices, Waypoint TV.